Hello.
Jack, lovely to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
Lovely to see you. I feel like we've seen you in so many different guises. It's unusual to see you here, just in a hoodie.
In my own guise.
In your own guise.
Yeah.
Guise doesn't get used very much as a
It
word.
should be used more.
Except in the expression like, hey guys. That's different. Jack, you play Selby in this new dark comedy, Rain Dogs, which begins tonight 10:40 on BBC One. Would you tell us what it's about?
Yes. It is about a group of kind of outsiders who don't really fit into society or their families or their lives anymore. And they're kind of clinging to each other to survive. And in the middle of them all is Costello Jones, who is played by the wonderful Daisy May Cooper. And she is a single mum trying to be a writer living below the poverty line with her daughter in London. And it's just, it's about their kind of these huge-hearted but quite difficult, damaged people who are very funny and a little bit mad.
I think it's extraordinary watching because it does explore so many of the complications of life, and it does explore poverty so brilliantly. But we're saying it's got a sort of light touch to it as well, which is quite it's I think is unique because
Definitely,
it really allows you to kind of enjoy, dare I say, the characters that.
I think it's fine. I think it's okay to feel that. I think that's exactly what Cash, the writer, has kind of intended. She's always said that she didn't want to make something that felt pitying.
Yes.
It felt joyful and spirited, and that's what this is. I think it's absolutely these characters need to find the humour in the situations that they're in, and so that humour lives in the show as well. And it is, as you say, it's a very dark humour, and there is darkness and there is struggle, but there is a lot of kind of madness and lightness and joy.
Yes, there is a joy to it, and the sort of adventures. It feels like you're all on an adventure when you're kind of skipping around London, or you're kind of trying to escape or trying to deal with something. It gets resolved in a way that feels like it's an adventure.
Yeah, it's like they're against the world,
Yes,
it's like they are their own team, and they need each other to fight everything the world and society is throwing at them.
And like you say, I think what's as well really fascinating is it seems to be about people who are going through a change at the point of their life, like they're going from being young. Costello's a writer, and your character is just coming out of prison.
Yeah.
And they've gone from being like wild young things, and suddenly I don't know. It feels like they're kind of evolving into I don't know more.
You're right. I think that's interesting. I think it's actually I think you're totally right. They are at stages where they're looking at the rest of their life in a way that maybe you start to do at that age, at the end, in your 30s or whatever, and they're looking at the rest of their life and not seeing much or not seeing what they want to see. I guess it is about people who are stretching for something much more than they have. Even if, like the character I play has superficially been given everything you could possibly ask for. He's so privileged, materially very privileged, but he's emotionally kind of desolate. He's been given nothing in terms of love by his parents. So he's looking, at a life of nothing. He's very lost. And I think they're all, you're right, they're all kind of at this potential turning point, and they're looking to find a way out of the situation they're in.
Almost like there's a sort of second adolescence. Do you know what I mean? Like that kind of thing when you're in your 20s, I still felt very young. And I think, like you say, in your 30s, you start to go, actually, I should probably grow up. Kind of be like a settle. Like I should work out who I actually am rather than this kind of flitting around.
Does that ever leave? Or does that ever change?
Yeah, I wonder. I don't know really. Your character Selby, he must have been a great fun person to play. He's sort of quite flamboyant in his way, and he's just come out of prison, but he's got a lovely coat and double-breasted coat. It's really nice.
Really nice.
I was thinking about that. I think you're going to spur a new fashion for that.
A great coat move. Yeah. No, it is a lovely coat. He's got nice clothes. He kind of wears the same thing over and over again, but it's quite nice.
Perfect. Yeah.
He's like trapped in his own fashion.
Because he is kind of an outlier, I'd say, in terms of fashion. He's not really dressed like anybody else in the world.
Feels like, he's always felt to me like he's sort of a different time slightly. He's kind of trapped in, I think, what his dad used to wear, even though he's not really into his dad. He kind of can't escape that.
Yeah.
That kind of Savile Row vibe.
Yes, it is a very Savile Row vibe. You have a nice striped shirt with a contrasting collar. Love that look, actually.